So this is the Octivinelle chapter of Twisted Wonderland in a nutshell. So this chapter, you has dreams of Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Okay, so it's exam time and everyone is stressed, or rather they should be. Yet the potatoes and the cat that's on fire are rather relaxed, even though they all do really bad with their grades. They also don't seem to be fighting as much, but anyways, that's fine. The test scores get given back and everyone does better than usual, which makes the creepy teacher suspicious, as he should be. And the top 50 scores get posted in the hallways and everyone rushes to see them. The squad isn't on there and suddenly the cat that's on fire, along with the potatoes, start babbling about how they're breaking some kind of contract. Like, what? And then everyone except for you grow animals on their heads, and the animals start dragging them to the mirror chamber, along with a lot of other students from other dorms. The potatoes plus the cat that's on fire go to the fishy dorm. And the tsundere who appeared at some point is all, what the heck? And he and you decide to go figure out what's going on. So off to the fishy dorm. At the fishy dorm, there are a bunch of students. And basically, Jessie from Team Rocket, also the dorm leader, made a contract with a bunch of students that the students would give their most prized possession, which is usually their magic, and in return get notes for the test. If they get into the top 50 with the help of the notes, then Jessie will give them notes for the entire year. If not, they will become slaves to the fishy dorm's monster lounge for all of their school years, or the rest of their school years. People try to argue with Team Rocket, but they obviously don't win, and so the potatoes and the cat that's on fire end up working at the monster lounge. I mean, experience, right? At some point, the procrastinating principal comes over to Ramshackle and says that this exact same thing happened last year, and in order to get Jessie to return the students' magic last year, he had to give them permission to make the Monster Lounge. And even worse, what he's doing isn't against the rules, because he's not taking the answer keys, he's just condensing the ones from the last 100 years or so. So the procrastinating principal blackmails you into once again being a therapist.
なんでこの学園にはちょっと問題がある生徒ばっかり入学してくるんでしょ。
The next day, Meowth and James from Team Rocket come over during lunch, saying that if you want, he could visit Jessie. Basically, they're trying to lure you into making a contract because they ain't fooling anyone. They set up a time, and that's that. And you and the tsundere visit the Monster Lounge where the students are working, and Team Rocket is actually quite harsh on them. They meet Jessie, who makes a contract with them. If the squad manages to commit theft in 3 days at sunset, then they free all the students. If they don't, then Team Rocket gets a Ramshackle dorm. They sign the contract. Back at Ramshackle, Meowth and James say that you can't stay because during those 3 days, Ramshackle will be under Jessie's custody, so now Yu's homeless. Woo! Actually, no, Yu's not. He's not homeless. The tsundere invites him to stay over at Savannah Claw, as well as the cat that's on fire, and so they bunk in the Lazy Prince's room because someone is still salty over the magic tournament. So the next day, the entire squad prepare to crash the museum. The museum is underwater, so they use a potion given by Jessie. They go, but are stopped by James and Meowth, who have turned into their usual fishy forms, and they battle them, and they lose! Yay! Back at Savannah Claw dorm, they get made fun of by the Lazy Prince because they lost. But they also learned that Jessie's unique magic allows him to take an ability of yours if you sign a contract, and if you break the contract, you are completely under his control. So the squad decides that they're going to sneak in and break the contract. They sneak in but get electrified by the contract, then get confronted by Team Rocket. They fight because that's how you solve these things in Twisted Wonderland. And Meowth accidentally sends a spell towards a safe, and Jessie completely freaks out. So yeah, now we know we can't damage the contract, otherwise we'll get hurt. Then, at night, Tsunetaro comes and talks about gargoyles. He gives a whole lecture about how sometimes things aren't what they seem to be. At Savannah Claw dorm, you realizes something and comes up with a plan. And the next day, the Lazy Prince is grumbling about how he couldn't sleep, and Yu's talking about how today is the last day. The squad needs to steal the picture from the museum before sunset or else. You and the cat that's on fire explain the plan to the squad and they all set off. When they get to the museum, potato number 1 distracts the guard while everyone else sets off to find the picture. They find it, but the fishy James and Meowth are there to stop them. They play tag. Whoa. At the Mostro Lounge, Savannah Claus students are causing a ruckus, and through that ruckus, the Lazy Prince gets the contracts from the safe and is prepared to use his unique magic, cause apparently they aren't invincible after all, they just seemed invincible. Jessie pleads him to stop, but the Lazy Prince says that if he doesn't, you and the cat that's on fire will disturb him at night, and he needs his beauty sleep, you know? So the contracts are now sand, yay. The anemones are gone too, yay. And now Jessie is going around sucking people's magic from everyone. Yeah, no. The squad's anemones are gone, so they make a truce with Meowth and James and go to the fish's dorm. At the fish's dorm, Jessie is still being a human vacuum, and all of his negative emotions cause him to overfly. Guess we gotta go beat him now. And so they go beat him. Now time for the backstory. Basically, Jessie's true form is an octopus, and he was teased since childhood for being on the chubbier side. That's why he started working harder at his studies, and the twins stayed because he was interesting. Like, dude, they gotta stop with the sad backstories. That's not good. He wakes up and everyone's like, thank God, we thought you were going to be a home appliance forever. And then they get to see the picture, which has Jessie in it when he was like small and an octopus. I bet, looked really cute. Anyway, that's why he wanted the picture, so he could erase himself. Anyways, they make plans to return the picture later because kids, theft isn't good. And once again, the cat that's on fire eats a rock from the ground. I worry for his health, gosh. You meet Tsunotaro briefly and his bodyguards who are looking for him. And also, about the pounding in the night from the mirror, it's making a silhouette and the person or whatever is on the other side is saying things like, hello, hi there, and stuff like that. Anyways, they return the picture, and at the end we see the Sunshine Boy being not sunshiny. Is he okay? And that is it. I hope I didn't miss anything.
Anemone.